Uh, oh, the thing that I was going to talk about. Did you guys see the Escape from Tarkov thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That is fucking wild. They were like, "Oh, any future DLC? Our single player thing isn't a DLC; it's a feature." Like
It's a feature.
what?
It doesn't count. Yeah. But
Like, oh man, I don't know. I know it's not downloaded content, but it's
mhm.
like, you're
We won.
fundamentally like not understanding, like, I don't know.
It is absolutely insane that they thought they would get away with that without any kind of
Yeah,
like major backlash, right?
backlash. Yeah, yeah. Like, and plus, they haven't been releasing DLC unless you talk about all the actual updates to the game, which everyone has access to. It's
Yeah.
like they haven't been releasing DLC. So what did people think? What were they meaning when they said DLC? Like, were they going to introduce an expansion pack? Like, what?
Yeah,
What?
like
And then
what's to stop
these
them from
people already spent
deciding the next thing
a
isn't DLC
hundred,
either? Like the next major update.
and
Like eh.
even if they were trying to bait attention, I mean, yeah, it definitely wasn't worth. It's given a lot of people like a sour taste now.
Tarkov was already
Um,
really popular though. Like it's not like
yeah,
they needed to
exactly.
pay
It
attention.
was
Like
really popular, and they could have released something if they had have released a different pack and like made it a little bit cheaper and not had like they could have done like another like space expansion, like another store, like a storage. What do you call it? Like an inventory space expansion thing.
mhm.
Like, um, like I don't know.
It's weird that they're just to just I've never seen a game just being like, okay, yeah, you guys have to buy a new $250 version to get the new thing.
No, 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 it wasn't $250 version. It was if you already had the $150 version, you would have to spend another $100 to upgrade to the other version. Even
Oh.
though that new version is only 150, so you get $50 off if you bought the $150 previous version, and that previous version isn't available anymore. So it's like, why? Also, why is it not like a? They should have done it like a little cheaper. How much does it cost to run private? Also, why are they? Okay, hang on. I need,
Okay.
think of the right process to go through this.
I am how.
It is they were saying the reason they need to spend so much is because they need all the server space for all these separate servers, right?
Uh-huh.
All these single player servers. But then it's like, okay, if server space was the issue and your issue was the cost of server space, why didn't you make it peer to peer for the single player mode? Because it's a single player mode and if it's gonna cost money, but if you make that peer to peer, no one's gonna complain and be like, "Oh, this shouldn't be peer to peer." No, because it's single player, and if people want to join your single player thing, like they're joining your fucking server that you're on, playing on your own thing. So I don't get why they would do that. Why they would care that they need to have like a fucking actual server or whatever.
It might be hard to just add peer to peer to a game
I know
that's
it might be
server-based.
hard. I know it might be hard, but the thing is, they make enough money that they could have developed that, and at least I would assume they make enough money that they would be able to implement it, and it would still be cheaper than running servers than their what's it called for each individual person.
That's my biggest beef with this whole situation is that like Tarkov is a fairly successful game that makes a lot of money, right? Because like
True.
they have season passes and like they have microtransactions and like there's cosmetics you can buy. Like they have a cash flow,
I think
right?
there's season passes, nor do I think there's cosmetics you can buy.
I don't think so necessarily. There's not season passes. and cosmetics that you can buy might just be something like you can buy the whatever pack and it comes with this stuff, you know? And
Okay.
the first change they made to what's it called? The first change they made to the thing that they were like, they were fucking over the people who bought this what was it? It was something I don't know, I can't remember what it was called, the edition, but the edition before the Unheard of edition was they were like, okay, all the
EOD,
people
the
who
150?
originally spent EOD, Edge of Darkness, that's right.
Yep.
Edge of Darkness edition. The Edge of Darkness edition, like they were like, okay, fine, you guys can have 6 months of these features, right? And then it was like, okay, so 6 months of these features. So you're giving them 6 months to make enough money to buy the DLC if they want to continue playing this stuff that they've been playing for 6 months? Like, what? What was the thought process there? That's the dumbest fucking thing. If anything, they should have done it the other way and been like, okay, in 6 months, we'll give you access to all these things. We just can't do it yet because we need to make server space. Why do they say 4 or 6 months you can get it? Like, what?
Yeah.
What? That doesn't even make sense in their explanation. Their explanation was that they didn't have enough servers. So what, they're gonna have enough servers for 6 months and then not have enough servers? What's going on? Like, what?
Yeah.
What is this fucking thought process here? It's so fucking stupid. It doesn't even make any sense.
It is just a very stupid ingredient move, and I don't know how they thought this was gonna go well.
It's so fucking weird. Also, 150 for a fucking for single player is insane.
Yeah.
That's like, it's not for single player. It's increased stash size, increased like faster like match times, skipping like fucking wait
the
times
priority
and, like,
queue, like a freaking priority
stuff.
queue, like
It's all that shit, but like, what the fuck? What the
why?
fuck?
Way to ruin like years of goodwill.
Yeah.
Oof. Because you need to sell a $200, $150 single player.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's just so weird. It would have made a little sense if they had like maybe made it not even a fucking $50 upgrade. It should have been like a $25 upgrade from like the previous one.
Yeah.
Because if you're complaining that we now need servers for it, I doubt it's $25 per person for these servers. You know, that sounds a little extreme. I mean, I might just not know how expensive it is to run a server, but that seems a little high. That seems a little high, even if it's 25 per server.
Yeah, server costs can be expensive, but I don't know.
The thing is about the single player stuff is like, just download the single player mod. It's free.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can download the single player mod, but like we were saying earlier with like pirating and stuff like that, if you can get something that's like naturally integrated into the thing, generally people are gonna want to like go for that one and pay for that one rather than like jump through all the hoops of doing the sketchy thing, you know? Whereas some people see modding as really sketchy, right? So it's like, you know, people are gonna want to go with the first party alternative, even if it costs money.
I mean,
so
the single player mod, you literally run your own server on your computer to like have it work.
Is it okay? Wait, is it single player or can you play with friends?
It's literally just single player. You cannot play with friends.
Okay, so I don't think it's running a server then.
No, it's literally running a server. You have to run a server that comes with it.
Okay, if that's the case, Punz, they can integrate it easily. If a modder can integrate it, they can integrate it very easily to have peer-to-peer. Because if you can run your own server and then like they already have the thing to run with a bunch of other people, you could definitely run it peer to peer. You can adjust that to run peer to peer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Mhm.
They are just like coming up with dog shit excuses so that they can like justify their shitty fucking what's it called? Their shitty like money grabbing fucking decisions.
Yeah.
Well, it's literally they're taking the easiest route where like we'll put a shitty single player in, but we're not going to do anything more because we're lazy as fuck, and we're already like, how long has Tarkov been out in early access now? Like it's been
It's been a few years, right?
years at least.
It's been over 3 years. It's been at least 4. It's probably been more. It was probably 2019, maybe. Tarkov.
It's ridiculous.
Want the Bet Truckers to be one of those forever in early access game that's never gonna release.
100%.
It had a closed alpha in 2016. Closed beta in 2017. What's it considered now? These release dates don't have one that says like early access.
Oh, it's still early access. It's not like fully out.
Yeah, no, but when was the early access? Early access release date. Let's see. When's it's not telling me. It's telling me all the like the. It's telling me all the times that it's become early access or but closed beta alpha.
2017 July 28th. That was closed beta.
That was closed. Yeah, exactly. When did they make it an open beta or a paid? Oh, is it still a closed beta if you have to pay for it? Is that why it's? When did Tarkov become early access? Select users. Select users. I don't want select users. I want to know when it like became okay. Select few players under NDA. I mentioned closed beta being made available to all players, no matter pre-order edition they purchased. Okay, 2017. It's been since 2017. It's been in a closed beta, which all players, no matter the pre-order edition they purchased. Yeah, that's
it's still closed beta.
Yeah, it's a closed beta, but it's closed to people who bought it. So it's, you know,
that just sounds like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah. No, so it's closed in the sense that it's like you know you bought the game, you can play the beta. You know, you pre-ordered the game, you can play the actual like beta, which is just buying the game that they're saying they're supporting at the moment. And apparently it spiked in popularity in 2020, which is probably why you're saying that it's that it feels like it's been like 3 or 4 years, because it's only been really popular for 3 or 4 years. It was it's been fucking what's it called? It's been fucking
It's been 7 years.
Yeah, it's been 7 years that it's like just been available to like the public, you know. So
yeah,
it's,
no excuse. But...
No excuse. Yeah, the game is basically like
7 years of development time is also insane.
Yeah,
like
Most games do not have
generally
7 years
that's
of a full
generally
development.
no.
you're gonna-
That's generally how long it takes to make a game.
Yeah, but a lot of that time is spent in like
But,
pre-production, where like it's just a small team just
Yeah,
creating
that's
concepts
the
for the
thing.
game and things like that. But this has been 7 years of them working full time on this game with a team and everything, and adding updates and adding new weapons and actually working on the video game.
yeah.
There's no reason yeah.
It's usually only sequels that take less than like 6-7 years, I think, unless they're moving to a whole new engine.
What I think it is, right?
Mhm.
You know those stores that are like constantly like in the clearance sale, like they're going out of business, but they're not going out of business. But they have the sign up that way that like draw in people to buy shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
It's that, right?
You think they're just trying to
What's
just do you think they're desperate?
I don't think they're desperate. I think they think that by stating it as a closed beta, that eventually it will drop a full release, right?
Mhm.
That it will garner more people to buy the game in hopes of one day it releases.
Well, I think what they did is they worked on a game for a while, right? And then they were like, we want money now. So we're just going to release it and say that it's not finished. And we're going to add stuff. But like, this is generally how the game was going to be. And this is how we're releasing it. We're just calling it early access so that you buy into the everything will keep being improved and stuff. And they're just doing live service without live service, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Without the live service term. Instead of live service, it's early access, you know? But, like, they get to claim that it's an early access game, and if you buy it and you don't like certain things, it's like, well, that's because it's not finished yet, you know? If there's issues, it's not finished yet.
True.
It's kind of like Star Citizen, I feel like, where they like, you know, they release that in its unfinished state because they want to like make even more money and they want to continue like developing this game, but like, you know, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like they could have just like released it and said, hey, this is a release, but we're gonna continue working on this game. People would have been like, this is a shit release. But it's like, no, it's early access, you see? But it's an indefinite early access. So it's kind of like, yeah, you just kind of release the game.
Yeah, at that point the game just released. It's just released. Like if you've been working, if a game has been in early access for like 6-7 years, it's just released at this point. Like
yeah, it's just that they released it. Like I don't know, they released it and they do plan on updating it. So that at that point, it's just a live service, though, right?
It's right? Like Warframe is like technically still in beta, but like the game's been in development for like
Tarkov. We're talking about Tarkov.
8 years.
Or games similar to Tarkov that have had like an early access for like 7 years. It's like Tarkov is just a released game that they are planning to make changes to. It's not that it's it's not that it's like fucking actually like early access.
Yeah.
It's just that they released it under the guise of early access, so they can't say that it's like, so they can avoid the claims of, oh, this doesn't work properly. It's like, well, okay, it's an early access, so why did you expect it to work properly, you know?
I don't know for how long when I played the game for a little bit, but what I heard from other people playing it, for the longest time, sound like footsteps were fucked up, and that they played, I think, either like way too quiet or way too loud for like no good reason. And in a game like Tarkov, that's inexcusable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that was like a. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. The things
Too
I'm
many
like
many
okay
sound issues.
with
Tarkov,
early
just
access.
what you saying
The
so?
thing I'm okay with early access is like um what's it called? Uh if it's like literally like showing a subset of the game rather
Hmm.
than showing the whole part of the game that's released. And even if you are showing a subset of the game, it's got to be like okay. Well, I should say Manor Lords released in a state that is considered early access, but I think that's like I don't
But
know. I feel
Mandalore's
like that's
still
a
a
different.
playable game. Like even though it's not done yet,
Yeah, it's
it's
really well polished considering what is there at the moment. It's not like a I don't know. I think a lot of people said they haven't had many issues with it, like bug wise.
mhm, that's good. Yeah, like I don't mind early access as long as it's like uh, it's not just going to be one of the things where it just exists in early access forever. Like it has to eventually release,
Yeah,
and and there are and a lot of games do that. Like all like Don't Starve was early access and then it released. Oxygen Not Included. A lot of other Cly games. I'll do that.
You know what?
And what
You know what game that does that currently that like really annoys me?
what?
Slime Rancher 2.
is
That
that
game's
what's
still
Ooh.
in
not
early
finished.
access?
Yeah, it's still not in like
That's
release.
wild. That's wild that they are doing that with a sequel. That's like
I mean, Slime
by
Rancher 1 was
them.
in early access for years, so like they just take
Yeah,
forever to
no,
do anything.
but that's the thing. Like, if it's what's it called? If it's a sequel, it's like it's not like they're desperate need for money to like develop the next game. They have the
Hmm.
money in their like current game, like their already released one.
Yeah, exactly. They've already made this game before and they're able to reuse a lot of the thing, be it code or assets
So
from
many
the original.
slimes
Hmm.
are for one are in two. There's like the last time I played, there was like 3 new slimes, which I get, right? Slime. You theoretically have to add a slime variant for every other slime, but like, holy fuck! Please add more content to the game. I want to play the game, but I don't want to play it a billion times over every single patch. Please just finish the game. Please sit down and just play, like plug in the time.
Yeah, just I yeah, again, I haven't seen a full playthrough of Slime Rancher 2, but like from what I saw, it looks pretty much the same as one. The same gameplay loop, same
Different
same
map,
everything.
I'm fine with that.
same gameplay
I just
with
want to play the
different
game
map.
without having to play it a billion different times. Like, I hate
Mhm.
games that are
Yeah,
like mid update where it's like, all right, well, I've reached the end. Now I have to start a new playthrough when a new update comes out, and my old save doesn't work, or maybe I just don't remember the
Yeah.
gameplay, so I have to start a whole new save. And
early access is always just a risky thing to do. I don't know. It's
At least when Darkest Dungeon 2 got out of early access and that fully released, that's another example, by the way, of something that fully released. I got to keep my save file. I think I
mm,
did.
I don't know. I guess for really like I don't know for indie, a lot of like really indie things, I feel like I don't mind as much when there's early access or like demo stuff around. I think that's more because like they usually don't typically have the funds.
Hmm.
But I don't know, something like Slime Rancher, I feel like they have enough money from the first game. They made a shit ton. Like,
I just don't know how much they
they
made.
at least have to.
Like there wasn't
It was a
wasn't
decent chunk
DLC
of
you could
people for
buy.
it.
Like yeah, sure, but like
Look, how big is the company that makes it? And they just got to think, how long can that supply wages of people who are making it, and supply like running like a fucking a game studio. Like, it's really realistically that's what you got to look at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the game is sold over 5 million copies, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
5
sold over
million.
5 million
Wow.
copies. How much is Slime Rancher worth? Right?
I think that was like $20, right?
Slime is for Slime.
Yeah,
It
Slime Rancher is
is
$20 right now.
Okay, $20, and just maybe like half it because of sales and shit. Half that, they've made about 50 million, I would say. I don't know. I can't say exactly, but
Well, we
like,
gotta take away 30% for Steam's cut from that.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even even if everyone bought it at half price, obviously, like, let's even just go a quarter. 25
Mhm.
million. How big is this developer? Monomi Park. How big is Monomi Park?
They made Slime Rancher and Slime Rancher 2. So
Yeah.
not that big at all. Yeah. So
Mhm.
even if this is again on the
How
low
how
ball of
long?
things, $2.5
How
million
long?
$2.5 million is a lot
Yeah.
for a
How
small
long
studio.
can $25 million supply a it's called a studio like that?
Well, software devs would be around 100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what the other ones would be, but
Also, I have no clue how big the studio is. Like, how
I
big is the how like
even assuming that there are 10 people there and they're all making a software dev salary of 100,000 a year, which I highly doubt. They're using a million a year to pay for the team, and they made over 25 million with this game, lowballing it.
they're gonna 25 years at that point, right?
Yeah. So like they're good.
They can probably they probably could at least do that. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
So why release the second game in early access? What is the point? At that, like, I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know.
Are we done?
Are we done? I don't know. Are we done ranting?
I think we've I think that's I said everything I want to say. I assume at this point I think Sooky is just asleep. So if and no one else has anything else they would like to say, then we can probably wrap it up here.
How was your nap? Cute. Oh. Yeah, let's end it so Sooky can actually get some sleep if she does go to sleep.